1964, all anybody could hear on British radio of pop music was about 2 hours a week. And this was the greatest time in British pop music. The Kinks, the Who, the Beatles, the Rolling Stones. You couldn't get it. What some rogue people decided to do was to put radio stations on boats outside the legal borders of Britain and broadcast into Britain 24 hours a day with stupid pop music. I used to listen to these stations when I was a boy, and for the last 10 years I've been thinking that's a subject I would love to make a film of.
There was a genuine innocence and enthusiasm about what they were offering, that you had the right to listen to this music whenever you wanted to, and that it would be the thing that would change your life and it would help you through your day.
You're listening to Angus the Nutsford. I'm on fire! The DJs were all quite different, but all had to get along, you know, and it's like, I like to think of it as putting a perfect band together, you know. They've all got to be individual, and they've all got to have their own individual look, but then when they play, you know, it's got to be synergy, and I think that's what we have on the cast, you know.
I used to describe it as 8 megalomaniacs on a corridor. You know, what would it be like if every single person with the biggest ego in the world was stuck, you know, in one house? And that's what it was actually like.
This is the boat that rocks!
22 million kids, which is, you know, even by today's, well, anybody's standards in England, that's pretty, you know, that's a major audience, used to tune in every day. And then, of course, they got outlaw status, which was even cooler because the government tried to close them down, which what could be better, you know, it was just great. It was the first time I ever heard the expression territorial waters, which is kind of cool. And they were out there in the sea at night and they were playing us music.
We have our smoking gun.
Part of your first sort of independence was having a radio of your own, however small it might be, and playing and listening to it at a sort of slightly dangerous hours late in the evening. And I do remember Radio Luxembourg, terrible reception I had, and, you know, the beginnings of familiarity with exotic names like Emperor Roscoe, which really did throw me for a bit. It seemed to me, Emperor Roscoe, boat, North Sea, pop music, this is that's a whole wonderful world that one might, you know, want to know more about.
Your parents would shout from downstairs, go to bed, turn off the light, go to sleep. It was one of the things that made me love pop music most, that slight sense of it being, you know, illicit and illegal.
Here's a great track I think you'll enjoy.
I hope it's going to be one of those films where when you watch it, you immediately feel how lovely it would be to be amongst those bunch of people.
Ticks lots of boxes, you know. One, of course, is this amazing era and this music and just the pioneering spirit of these DJs. It's a cool movie to be in.
Radio Rock.
Let's have a tune. I'm sick of this silence.
I have quite a lot of ideas of films I'd like to make, and I thought of this idea of making a film set on a boat. And every time I heard a song from the 60s, I would think, ooh, I really must do that thing set on the boat. It is a fantastic era of music.
I was lucky to have been young and teenage around the time that the music exploded. And I don't think it's repeatable. Every record seemed to be important in some way.
You know, you can't go wrong with this decade. I mean, this amazing era and this music, you know, which will run right the way through the film, and just the spirit of that time.
Hit it!
This is where we keep the records for the studio.
How many records are there in total?
Approximately 10,000. I've counted, but I only got to about 7, and then I got bored. I should have got bored before 7, probably.
The change in the music was extraordinary, and I don't think you'll ever get that leap again, because you did go from your mum and dad's music on the BBC, which was basically in those days big bands and crooning in sort of crafted ballad form, to Feedback and Jimi Hendrix.
It's really uplifting music, and that's kind of what the film is like. It's very music. Another thing that Richard does in the set, he tries to keep music going all the time, like music from the time. So there's time when they're setting up and you're just sitting out on the deck of a boat, careering through the channel, and you know Spencer Davis Group is in the background, and it's just like this is, you know, we should just do this all the time.
Richard is a real connoisseur, and so I kind of felt like pretty much an idiot around him when it came to the music, you know, like the naming of the bands or the titles of the songs. Like I would always recognize all the things, but I had forgot completely who was singing it, who wrote it.
Let's rock!
This is a comedy, and this is a romantic comedy in a lot of ways amongst guys and amongst, you know, music and people. But there's this undercurrent of a very serious message, how much music means to people, and it means a lot to them. It's changed their lives.
I'm fantastically excited to be able to make a movie where you've got an excuse to put music over every single scene and every single moment. All my favourite songs in the world, not just at the moment when the two lovers kiss, but I can put music the whole way through it, from beginning to end.
Oh my God, it's like a bolt of honey. The moment I remember from the film more than anything else is the speedboat from the big boat to the shore every evening. That was really fun. It's impossible not to feel like you're a kid when you're in a speedboat.
We did have to get a real boat, and we did have to go out on that boat, and we did have to film in real weather. So it was this weird thing that we would sort of put a village of people onto the boat, 140 people, makeup, catering, costume, all the actors, all the crew, and sail out from the harbour every day for 5 weeks and shoot whatever we can on this rusty old boat.
Well, basically we're here just doing a night shoot, which is where we start work sort of early in the evening and you go all the way through, you know, through the night, and you finish in the morning. So it's basically a reversal of a normal person's day. If we were doing this in New Zealand, we've got the capabilities of just turning day into night, as you can imagine, just with lighting. So I don't think they have that here in the UK. So you've got to do the real thing, which is quite hard on the actors, of course. But in New Zealand, of course, with CGI the whole thing, or just not do it.
You sure that throwing him in's the best way to get him to learn how to swim?
Absolutely.
Okay.
You know, although on second thoughts, it might just be for kids.
Stand by to rehearse, please.
This is worst nightmare for Angus, absolutely. Which is the complete opposite of me. I'm obviously, being a Kiwi, brilliant swimmer. Yeah, I'm at home with water, beaches no more than 20 minutes away. So a lot of acting involved here for me. You get warmer the longer you're in anyway, don't you? Yeah, oh really? Okay.
No.
So it's been heated?
Yeah.
Okay.
They would say that the sea wasn't rough enough, so they have a machine to make the sea rougher. I jump into the water, this machine starts up, and I get under the water. By the time I put my hat back on, I've missed the boat by like 50 yards, not even really close, and I've gone out to sea. And they thought I was in trouble because I was waving and thought that was a thing for me to be saved. And I had to deal with drowning jokes for a week.
You thought you were gone.
I'm doing it front.
It was really exciting, you know, just sort of sailing out, 6 miles every day to go to work. 12 guys on a boat with a lesbian, you can't go wrong really, can you?
I'm not sure we're in the right place at the right time.
Years ago, I was wetting my own trousers. Now look at me, top of the world.
We shot a majority of the film on this boat out in the middle of the water, so it really created quite a real atmosphere for all of us.
We had 5 weeks on the boat, and then the huge challenge was recreating the boat on a set on land.
if you haven't been on the real ship, I don't think you can understand how weird and close this is to the real ship. It is trippy.
This is the food we eat if the weather's bad and we can't get it fresh from shore. Tinned food.
The proportions of it are exactly the same. I mean, it's different in the interior, but the details of it are, like we talked about. I mean, these little things. I just know without even looking inside it that this is going to have a ship in it, even though nobody's ever going to use it. And there's a ship in it.
What do you say to that? Over there is the cabin that my character shares with Tom Sturridge's character, Carl. Yeah, not much space. Here is the cabin of Dave, played by Nick Frost. He has sex in that bed.
Hey, kid. Hey, how you doing?
You don't get nerves before starting.
Sex? Nah, man, I've done it loads. I mean, first time I was pretty nervous, but you know, it gets better. Just get used to the smells and sounds and that. It's like the jungle in that respect, isn't it?
We're just heading up to Quentin's cabin. Okay, so sometimes conditions aren't perfect at sea, and as you can see here, we're just making our way up a large wave. Ah!
We're coming in from the mainland because the weather in there is pretty atrocious, but out here on Radio Rock, it's another beautiful valley morning.
We've all learned new words making this film. Gimbal is one, which is a thing that makes it feel like you're on a boat. Like that, and I tell you, after working on a boat for 4 weeks, you get on shore and you're still doing that. You walk into the pub like that and you haven't even had a drink.
It's got up to level 7, so each scene's got, like, before you do it, it says level 2, and it's this is going to be okay. And then if you see level 7 written on the sheet, you know that it's going to be like this. So you've got to deal with that.
I'm really scared! Isn't anyone else really scared?
Up here.
It's 9 o'clock at night and adult dudes on the planet are sitting in their slippers, sipping their sherries. But the people who love to rock and to roll are ready to ride the rock and roller coaster once more and rock all day and all of the night.
All the actors who play DJs, none of them had ever DJed before, and I spent quite a few years as a disc jockey. So I was in a lovely position of having to teach 8 very gorgeous boys how to operate the decks.
Spent a lot of time just learning, you know, the physicality of DJing. You know, it's like driving in a way. You know, there's a lot of, you know, there's one disc spinning here, there's another disc spinning there. So it's a juggling act, but after a couple of weeks we kind of got it together. And then we each did a show, an hour show. Mine was, most of which is unbroadcastable.
Are you being a naughty boy or girl? Well, hang out with Gavin Kavanagh, because I'm the man.
Hold tight, ladies. I am about to make love to your lovely, lovely ears.
It was very nerve-wracking because I'd done a little bit of DJ work before for XFM and stuff, but a lot of these guys, they sat on their own and they ran the desk themselves and they did everything themselves. But a lot of now people just sit there and they have producers doing all the technical stuff.
Should we play another song, Harold?
I kind of made playlists of what I was going to play out in the car with gaps in between, so I could drive around and then listen to the tune and then talk for the gap.
So that's that, really. While I was swimming, I passed by a squirrel outside, folks. He was doing the backstroke. I said, Mr. Squirrel, why are you swimming on your back? He said, I swim on my back to keep my nuts dry. That was really, really fun. Because my character uses loads of... I don't know what this is symbolizing. Maybe a horn? A lot of instruments. And tools. He uses tools. The tool-heavy DJ.
The time is now 9:57, so I'm about to hand over to Angus the Nuts Knutsford.
I decided to concentrate more on the comedy of the script, so I wrote like a 4-page piece, and I played all these different silly characters. That was easy for me because I used to do that when I was 12 with my cassette recorder. So to be doing it, 20 years later, for real, it's kind of weird.
Alright, I'm out.
It's hard anyway learning how to be a DJ because you have to find a voice that is true and honest and real, but also interesting and funny and worth listening to. And as an actor, I think it made it doubly hard because they had to act that. They weren't DJing as themselves.
It made them understand the relationship between who they were as a public person and who they were in private. If they hadn't practiced their show, they wouldn't realise how powerful you feel when you're a disc jockey just broadcasting entirely on your own to 25 million people for 2 hours a day.
Listen to me and very soon I think you'll find somebody wants to help you, somebody seems to care, and very soon you've forgotten that you can't find.
So let me take you to my room. This is Mark's cabin. It's a little on the small side. Mark likes to drink. He collects miniatures at all the hotels he stayed at. Stacks of singles. It really is a love den.
You're all very satisfied. He's just about to offer you all a cup of tea and everything like that. And remember, they come in, you look very contentedly at Bill, and then we'll take it through from there.
We're just filming the scene in which 35 ladies are lying naked in that cabin there with Mark, and we're just basically trying to get in to have a look, just make sure it looks good, all the girls are on the right position, and there's quite a few of us who are sort of making the decision on how they're looking. There's about, I think, 18 of us blokes who are just making sure the girls are looking good. I'm one of the head guys. I just can't get in there. I'm just trying to...
Girls, I'm afraid we've got to get back on the boat. Okay. It's going to be the best bit of the movie.
It's very exciting, but there are tougher days' work ahead, I'm sure.
We are filming for the film The Boat That Rocked, and we're meant to be beautiful women, partially clothed, some in some parts we're nude. You're not going to really see it, it's not going to be full open like, ooh, sugar. My mum's going to kill me.
We all came in looking really rough, and then they ordered us and makeup. It's like a girls' sleepover.
Come in.
Ah, ladies.
Hi, Quinn.
I feel really sorry for him, like seeing that he's going to sit in the middle of all of us, going like.
I hope you've all had a productive afternoon, but I rather fear it is time to move on.
Oh. You can all come to my room next if you like. No, seriously. Shut up.
I've had a bit of a look, but as far as I can tell, some of them need adjusting.
Too young look.
So we can't quite get in. I might just have to have a word with some of these. I'm being ignored. I need a drink.